Also, Katrin, when you say the agenda, say be like, just say like, oh, this is the agenda we'll be presenting today.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Give me a sign when you're okay. Hi, this is our Battle of the Brands presentation for Canada Goose. This is the agenda for what we'll be talking about today.
The company was founded in 1957 in Toronto, Canada. It is essentially a high-end luxury brand that offers products such as jackets, apparel, and outdoor accessories. It is located in 21 stores worldwide and has multiple e-commerce channels. The company targets high earners and affluent families between the ages of 24 to 45 years old. In 2018, the market share of luxury apparel accounted for 8.4% of total Canadian sales. Canadian luxury apparel market aims to increase by 18% between 2019 to 2023, such as 3.6 yearly growth rate and a $3.2 billion equivalent. Its main competitors include Moncler, Patagonia, Macaj, and Moose Knuckles. It is also faced with lower-priced premium brands such as the North Face and Arc'teryx. In terms of economic changes, the Canadian marketplace has seen high popularity for luxury retailers, especially international brands from Europe. Many Canadian cities have high per capita incomes, so consumers can afford these luxury brands. Also, there's an increasing trend among foreign tourists who buy Canadian luxury brands, such as Asian tourists who buy for the value of the Canadian dollar. Social and environmental changes include trade-offs between animal cruelty versus consumers' expectation. The company aims to reconfigure the supply chain in 2020 by reclaiming fur and ending the purchase of new fur in 2022 and recycling fur to sustain an eco-friendly environment. Essentially, they also want to achieve carbon neutrality by 2025. Competitors demonstrate similar sustainable initiatives. However, their operations are not 100% sustainable, whereas Canada Goose aims to be fully sustainable 100% within the upcoming years.
The popularity of Canada Goose is sustained through their Made in Canada campaign, of which the majority of their production is produced in Montreal, Toronto, and Winnipeg. This strategy has allowed Canada Goose's products to be made with the highest and most consistent quality. Also, it allows consumers to understand the brand's history and share an experience. By not having their products outsourced, Canada Goose is able to have larger profit margins. Since the Made in Canada movement provides many benefits for the consumer and the company, how can Canada Goose further enhance its Made in Canada strategy?
So in terms of the marketing mix, Canada Goose currently prices its parkas and clothing ranging from 500 to 2,800 Canadian dollars. And regarding the place, Canada Goose currently has 4 distribution channels as shown on this slide. Aside from this, we have come up with 3 alternatives in order to further enhance Canada Goose's Made in Canada strategy that will primarily focus on the promotion and product elements of the 4 Ps. The first alternative is building awareness on Canada Goose's Goose People initiative. Goose People are chosen brand ambassadors and spokespeople who embrace the Canadian identity. Some Goose People include Jordan Tutu, an Indigenous leader and former NHL player, as shown in the picture, and Kate Upton, an American model and actress. Regarding the target segment, this alternative will target the utility consumers, which is a medium-high income segment that is concerned with the functionality of the coats to be able to sustain extreme weather. Whether they see athletes and adventurers wear Canada Goose in extreme weather, they will be more inclined to purchase an item. In terms of the 4 Ps for this alternative, promotion will be the main focus, where Canada Goose should increase their advertising of Goose People. The brand is currently advertising their garments through Google AdSense, billboards, and social media platforms such as Instagram and Facebook. And in order to build on these methods, Canada Goose can create a separate Instagram for Goose People in order to achieve a greater reach. Also within their stores, Canada Goose should have a greater focus on displaying their Goose People strategically, whether it be through larger posters, informative associates towards customers, or have a video play in each store with Goose People. However, this alternative does conflict with other alternatives since Canada Goose has hired Hollywood filmmakers in order to make their promotional videos as cinematic as possible. But this would go against shifting all promotion and production into Canada. The second alternative is for Canada Goose to shift all production to Canada. While the company currently prides itself on having a variety of its coats and products made in Canada, Some are still produced in other countries, such as sweaters made in Italy or the use of merino wool from Argentina for a few coats. This alternative will target the conscious segment. These consumers are primarily from Generation Z and are more conscious of where their product comes from and whether it is sustainably sourced or not. By shifting production in-house, Canada Goose will have a greater control over the sustainable practices of producing the product. Regarding the 4 Ps, this alternative will focus on the product element of whether the production of their garments should be continuously shifted into Canada until all of it is entirely produced in the country. This can also be tied into promotion, as Canada Goose can shift its promotion to be solely done within Canada, where commercials and photo shoots can be taken in the northern landscapes of Canada in order to demonstrate the Canadian culture. Although this alternative's focus is Canada, the previously mentioned alternative conflicts with it due to the hiring of Hollywood filmmakers. This will therefore hinder the ability for Canada Goose to shift all promotion to Canada. And the final alternative Canada Goose should consider is increasing awareness of their Project Atigi. As described by the company, Project Atigi is where individuals from the 4 regions of Inuit Nunangat, the Inuit regions of Canada, share their culture and create opportunities for themselves by designing and crafting handmade parkas for Canada Goose. This alternative will focus on targeting the elite segment, which consists of high-income individuals. Such individuals will be more inclined to purchase something that is handmade and limited edition, as it is viewed as less attainable and more exclusive. In terms of the product aspect of the 4 Ps, the coats will be somewhat different in appearance to Canada Goose's standard coat, as they will incorporate traditional symbols and pieces of the Inuit people. And regarding promotion, Canada Goose should focus on increasing brand awareness for this initiative, as it is a perfect example of what it means for their products to be made in Canada. The promotion can be increased through growing social media presence by using an Instagram account catered towards Project Atigi, adding advertisements to each store, and promoting it more on its website. This will also raise a conflict with the second alternative to shifting production to Canada, whereby Canada Goose may question keeping a somewhat automated process versus leveraging on handmade production.
So let's visualize our alternatives in the perceptual maps. Our first alternative is the Goose People campaign, which targets medium to high income segment. This will solidify the correlation between the utility and the high quality of Canada Goose products and will attract a wider market. The second alternative is shifting all production to Canada, which focuses on the sustainable and the conscious consumer segment. This will allow Canada Goose to maintain a high price and to stay in the high end of sustainable products while not having met with a lot of competition. Our third alternative is the Project Atigi, which targets the elite segment. As you can see, the elite segment is quite concentrated right now, but this will allow the consumers to have a unique product and be part of Canada Goose's exclusive community.
To evaluate all the alternatives, we pick the market size because it's a metric that allows the firms to see the potential demand for each segment. Also, knowing the target market's income determines their purchasing power. We decide to look at the main competitors to understand the competitive landscape and determine the barriers of entry, which would lead us to have somewhat of an idea of the potential market share of each segment. For the elite, their market is medium size, composed of high income demographics. They have multiple brands such as Macaj, Moncler, Rutsack, which creates high barriers of entry, and therefore the market share is low since of the various competitors. For the conscious, they have the largest market size with the lowest income compared to the other segments. Sustainability is pretty new, so there aren't too many brands that carry completely ethically sourced coats, which makes the barriers of entry medium and the market share high since there's lots of potential for a sustainable product. For the utility, it has the smallest market size with a high medium income. They have well-established competitors like Columbia, Asterix, and the North Face, which makes the barriers of entry medium. And since this market is already well developed, the market share is medium.
Based on this analysis, we recommend Canada Goose to target the conscious segment by switching production to Canada. As we can see in this table, this alternative only dominates on 2 out of the 5 criteria. However, we prioritize market share and market size due to their big impact on projected performance, especially since Canada Goose is already taking steps towards improving their sustainability, therefore appealing to the conscious segment. Projection is calculated by multiplying market size, spending, and market share. Unfortunately, the spending required for implementing those alternatives is not made publicly available. It's, however, safe to assume that they are all capital intensive, and we therefore assume low fluctuation in this variable. By targeting the conscious segment, Canada Goose would have access to a wide market and a possibility of achieving a high market share in this conscious segment, therefore having a significant impact on the potential profits that the company can access. How did we do on time?
I timed it right. I have 10 over.